Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned. To any outsider of the Billionaire channel, it would seem that I have left the channel for dead, abandoned it, left it to ruin and to crumble into the dust. And considering the fact that I haven't uploaded for the entirety of the past month, especially after I promised that I was going to return to YouTube, really does not look good, does it? But the truth of the fact is, I have been grinding in Skyblock. No, actually, I have a slightly more legit reason as to why I haven't uploaded in such a long time, and that's because I've been having my year-end promotional examinations. If I don't pass this exam, I don't get promoted to the next year, so, it's, slightly important. So yeah, basically what ended up happening was that I spent all my time grinding in Skyblock instead of preparing for the most important exam ever, so, I made good life decisions. Anyways, enough of rambling. As you can probably guess by the title of this video, I am now a Hypixel Skyblock billionaire. I have gathered over 1 billion coins in Skyblock, and this was the work of all my grinding over the last few weeks. Now, before you guys go, aren't you a YouTuber? Couldn't you have just received a billion coins in handouts? Nah. Listen, okay? I haven't uploaded or made a video in the past month, okay? There's no way I could have gotten 1 billion coins in handouts, okay? It's just impossible. And second of all, before you guys go, did you abuse a dupe glitch to get a billion coins? Well, if I abuse a dupe glitch, I will be banned! So yeah, I didn't abuse a dupe glitch. So now you guys will probably be wondering, Billionaire, how did you get your hands on 1 billion coins? Well, you see, I actually managed to obtain these coins through auction flipping. Well, you see, the concept of auction flipping is relatively simple. Basically, you buy something for cheap on the auction house, and then you attempt to resell that same item for a higher price later on, and then profit the difference. Now, the problem with auction flipping is that it's actually kind of difficult to make a profit, mainly because of auction taxes. There's a 1% tax whenever you sell something. There's a 5% tax to list something on the auction house. Tax here, tax there, all your profit's gone. So yeah, auction flipping isn't as easy as it sounds, but I managed to take advantage of a couple events that has happened over the last few weeks that's allowed me to make a lot of money. Let me explain. Okay, so one of the really good examples of such an event would be the Midas power creep incident that happened last week. Now, this incident was actually a pretty big deal. As of right now, several YouTubers have already made a video on this incident. In case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, let me explain. So basically, last week, the Hypixel admins released an update for Hypixel Skyblock, introducing this new sword called the Livid Dagger. Now, when the Livid Dagger was first released, it was actually released better than the 50 million Midas sword. The problem is, the Livid Dagger isn't actually that rare. You can get it quite easily in dungeons. Well, not extremely easily, but it's not that difficult to get. And that's a problem because the Midas is extremely hard to get. So what's going to happen when you do this? Well, basically, because the Livid Dagger was much easier to obtain than the 50 million Midas sword, no one bought Midas swords. I mean, why would you buy a Midas sword, which is way harder to get, where you can get a simple Livid Dagger for a much cheaper price? So can you guess what happened? The price of the Midas sword crashed. It went down. Like, I think a clean 50 million Midas sword wasn't even worth 30 million at one point, because the Livid Dagger was simply better, and you could get a Livid Dagger for like 15 million. So why would you pay 50 million for a Midas sword? Ridiculous. However, I knew that the admins would not give up on the Midas sword. You see, although the Midas sword was kind of useless now, I'm sure the admins actually made a mistake with the Livid Dagger, because I remember a long time ago, the admins had made a forum post promising that they would never let the Midas sword become too weak, and they will always try their best to keep the value of the Midas sword as where it is. So could you guess what I did? Yeah, that's right, I bought a whole bunch of Midas swords. So there was a lot of people who were desperately trying to sell their Midas swords in lobbies, on the auction house, and they were selling it for ridiculously low prices. So I just bought whatever I could find at a decent price. Could you guess what happened the next day? That's right, the admins nerfed the Livid Dagger and made it completely worthless and allowed the Midas sword to once again regain its value. And with that, the price of the Midas sword soared back up, and I sold off all my Midas swords, making massive profit. But that being said, even though this incident has netted me a whole bunch of profit, on hindsight, it was still kind of a risky venture because there's still a sword that's better than the Midas sword. If you guys don't know, there's currently a new sword released called the Shadow Fury, and this sword is actually better than the Midas sword. And as you can see right here, the lowest bin for the Shadow Fury is going for 40 million coins. So in theory, it still wouldn't make much sense for you to buy a Midas sword because it's still cheaper to get a sword that's better than it. So the Midas sword actually hasn't completely regained its value yet. So yeah, that auction trade was a bit of a risky one, but it worked out in the end, and I made a whole bunch of money. So yeah, basically, I exploited many of these incidents that has happened over the last few weeks, and that has allowed me to earn 1 billion coins. Completely legit, I earned it, okay? Now, this whole 1 billion coin thing is actually pretty insane, because if you look at Mo, the website claims that my 1 billion coins is roughly worth about $3,000 in real life, which is an insane amount of money. Like, you know how many pizzas I can buy with this? So yeah, I don't know, dude. I think this is a pretty insane amount of money. If I'm not wrong, only about like 500 or 600 people in Skyblock Skyblock have about this many coins, so it's a pretty big achievement if I do say so myself. That all being said, my profile is far from perfect. In fact, it is still in a very much dilapidated state. If you look at my current average skill level, it's still really low, and my Revenant Slayer is still 4 after all this time. Last week, as I was just minding my own business in Hypixel Skyblock, this random dude comes to visit my island and says this, okay? You're so rich and your island is like this? Even my grandma can build a better island than this, bro. So yeah, I basically reached a point in Skyblock where random people would visit my island just to make fun of me. I don't know, is this an achievement? I really don't know. So anyways, now that I've gathered a billion coins, what is there to do? Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is obviously jump into the void because, you know, why not? Oh no, I forgot to activate my cookie buff. Get pranked, idiots. Do you really think I'll just lose 500 million coins like that? We're not pulling a time deal here, okay? But anyways, what I'm actually gonna do with this billion coins is probably just use it to like upgrade all my gear. I mean, if you look at my stats, they're all trash. I mean, my superior dragon armor is not even maxed yet. Like, I need to put renown on all of this and, you know, get myself a better sword at this stupid AOTD. This is such a bad weapon now. Oh my gosh. I mean, I have all the coins in the world now, so I can pretty much buy anything I like. I'm kind of just waiting on the dungeons updates to come out so that I can buy the new dungeon stuff so that it's, you know, it's as good as good can be. I can get the best stuff, okay? So I don't waste coins on like Midas swords and have it be nerfed the next day, you know what I mean? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll be uploading a lot more over the next few weeks because now I have coins to work with, and yeah, do expect some epic content coming soon. I should probably get started on dungeons because my dungeons is still level 3. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Have a good one. Peace out!
Drop it like it's hot.